Hello, Latina professional mamas. How are you all today? I am so grateful to be here. My name is Adriana Samuels, and today we're going to be talking about self care and nurturing yourself as a Latina professional mama. I I would say that this situation happens to all professional women, but I do find that with our culture that we are wearing more than one hat, such as cook, chef, wife, mom, and so forth. And I think the level of excellence that we put on ourselves can sometimes be a bit exhausting. I know that for me, I've had many different struggles with taking care of family, with taking care of my children, my friends, and work. It's just sometimes it just gets a little bit exhausting, and it took me a long time to learn these valuable lessons that I need to take care of myself as well, nurturing myself. And I started committing myself to Sundays. And that's why you notice that I call it Self Care Sundays. And what I'm going to challenge you guys all at the end of this particular video is that you pick your day, pick your time, and have that time for yourself. I've done a lot of research on this particular segment because I find that we need an opportunity to find ways to take care of ourselves. We're so encompassed with being our best selves at work, being our best selves with our employees, being our best selves with our husbands and our kids, that we sometimes just question consistently what we're doing wrong. And we never really give ourselves a break. That is sometimes really heartbreaking when you see it in other people, and you can kind of witness it and you notice it in other people. So I decided I was going to start looking in, and I'm hoping that we can all take this challenge together of looking in and noticing the things that we need. For one thing, I mean, I know this is something that I need to start doing is with the exercising, finding time to take a walk, finding time to smell the roses and look at a sunset, taking 5 minutes for yourselves to breathe in, breathe out, or, oh, God forbid if I even say, a bubble bath, putting the candle, listening to music, and wooing yourself. I mean, how hard can that be? And to some people might say, well, when am I going to have time to do that? I mean, I have 3 little ones. So it is hard, but again, we have to take that moment to give ourselves a little bit of extra love. Learning how we can start eating healthier. I don't know about you ladies, but I find the time to create healthy meals and lunches and breakfasts. And sometimes I just go right through the drive-through of Dunkin' Donuts, get my iced coffee and whatever I can, and then get to it, meeting to meeting to meeting. And then I'm like, is this really healthy? Obviously not. And am I really feeding myself well? And the answer is no. And again, I'm totally guilty of it. And I know that these are the changes that I am going to make. And I'm going to commit to you ladies. And I'm hoping that you and I, all of us, can work on these things together and hold each other accountable. Oh, hi, Angeli. And to find our culture, we wear many hats, and the level of excellence is a bit exhausting. Absolutely. Latina actor America. Yes. Ah, hi, everyone. Oh, I'm so grateful to see you guys coming in. It is true. I mean, and I really feel that, I mean, it's with all professional women, but I feel that in our culture, it's just, we're so family oriented and we're so guided to be that motherly, nurturing self, and just we're built to serve. That's just how we are. And I know that we're more empathetic. We're just a more nurturing breed of women because that's just how we've always been. We're very family oriented. So it is a struggle, specifically when you're working and you're killing it. So I understand that. So one of the other things that I learned during reading a lot of different articles is being silly and actually being able to laugh at yourself. I mean, this one was pretty funny because I'm a very outgoing individual. So this actually resonated with me personally, to be silly and actually laugh at the silliness that I constantly am, because sometimes I legitimately don't have time to do certain things. And I'm like, oh, here we go. I have my work shirt because I work remotely. So I have like a collared shirt and I have I also have a blazer right behind me, and I'll just switch to a costume change really, really quick, knowing I'm still in my pajama bottoms. And it's sometimes it's a personal giggle, but it's just that opportunity, those little things that you can do to add little laughter to your hectic lives, and it will help. Another thing that I would like to say is another challenge for you ladies is to take a tech break. Now this one is a little bit difficult for me because I work in digital space. And being working in a digital space, being away from technology can be a challenge. But that's why I have given myself Sundays, my self-care Sundays, where I tune out on my phone, I tune out of social media, and I just give myself that mental break. I notice sometimes that when I'm on my phone or I'm looking at social media, that sometimes I just look at what everybody else is doing, and it just too much because I know I can't do it, or I can't be there, or I'm not, maybe I'm not doing enough, or I'm not. It's just exhausting. It's exhausting. So another challenge that I'm going to ask of you ladies is to give your break socially as well. It can be, I'm choosing all day on Sunday, but I know some might not be able to do that because of their lifestyles. And I'm not asking for a miracle. I'm just asking for a little bit of a break to give to yourself from social media. Because again, sometimes outside resources can deflate who we are. And we just need to get to ground zero sometimes. And that's just ourselves. Another thing that I'd like to also challenge us ladies is some bonding and relationship building with friends. I know since I've been a mom, again, I have 5 total kids. I have 2 stepchildren, 18 and 17, and I have 3 little ones that I've baked myself, and they're 6, 4, and 1. So those are wide ranges. And with the little ones, it has been a real struggle to keep those relationships going. It's been a real struggle to kind of maintain who I am, because essentially I work 3 different jobs with 3 different customers, and I'm a mom and taking care of the kids and feeding them and getting them to where they go so they can have their best life, and I'm their driver. So it is exhausting, but you know what? I have to find time. So again, I've done self-care Sundays. So on Sundays, I am devoted to myself, things that make me happy. I go to church and I spend time with someone that is not at all has anything to do with work or anything. If sometimes I might choose to take one of my kids somewhere special, sometimes I'm going to take an hour for myself, get a pedicure, get a manicure, but I'm guaranteeing myself one-on-one time with myself and one-on-one time of things that make me happy. And that could be many different things. For me, I love music. So being in the summer, I live in the shore area. So there's a lot of concerts and there's a lot of music going on. I'm dedicating that to myself. And I want to challenge you guys to do that. Again, I know the days might not be Sunday, but pick a day. And I want us all to hold each other accountable. And I want to hear from you guys what you're choosing to do in that specific time. Because I promise you, and I know I've said this on another video, you're still in there. We are all still in there. Each and every one of us had a dream. Each and every one of us had something special about us that made us different than anyone. And then all of a sudden, we've come up with all these different responsibilities to work, responsibilities to family, and friends. But at the end of the day, we have to fill ourselves so that we can be adequate for everyone else, and specifically for our children. Our children are going to see who we are every day. And if we're operating and we're totally empty and we're just faking it to make it, they're going to know. They're going to know. So taking that time for ourselves is so important. The relationships, networking, this moment right here that we have for each other, I find so special. And I promise you guys, I will have more slides and make it more, I would say, structural. But right now, I'm taking this time to open up to you guys and being vulnerable from my experiences. And I'm praying that these experiences will expand to you guys and that we will work together and hold each other accountable for finding out what we need as women and professionals, okay? Because we need things too. We need that hour. I remember before I had kids, I was always said I was always a big girl. I've always been a curvy girl. And I always said, listen, I'm gonna have great skin and great hair. Okay. So I would always spend so much money on skincare and shampoo. Now it's diapers and figuring out what my toddler is going to eat because it's always just chicken nuggets and goldfish. Okay. So no, now I need to give myself my Sundays and I'm going to dedicate my time to me, my skin, things that I used to do for myself that I stopped doing. That is something that we all need to do. Ooh, preach. I absolutely love this talk. I help Latina women who are on their self-care journeys. Would love to connect with anyone working on pouring back into themselves. Yes. Yes, Angela, reach out to me on LinkedIn. Would love to have you on our call. I'd love to hear from you. I think this is all important for us to empower each other. Again, I'm a victim of it, and it's because I've done it to myself. I have always been someone that wanted to overachieve, being the first woman in my family to be educated, being the first woman in my family to do things on my own, being the first one in my family, being the first. But you know what? At the end of the day, I've lost sight. I lost sight of something that I used to love to do. You know, when I was young, I wanted to be a singer. Yep. That was my goal. I wanted to sing and I wanted to write music. I wanted to just be this big star. Well, with that, it just came with a lot of disappointments. And I had to take care of myself. I lost my dad at a young age, and I've been taking care of myself since I was 14. So I had to grow up really quickly, and I had to work, and time just kept on piling on. And I thought I could do everything, especially when I got married and have kids. I thought it was all just going to keep on going and I'm going to just be just fine. I can do it. I've been on my own since 14. I can do everything. Well, ladies, the truth is we can't do everything on our own. We can't have all these expectations on ourselves. We have to give ourselves a break, because you know what's going to happen? If we're consistently putting so much pressure on ourselves all the time, we're just going to burn out and people are not going to recognize us anymore. You know, we got to find ourselves, and we got to realize that we need to love on ourselves, whatever that may be. To me, my Sundays, again, church and something that I enjoy. Sometimes it's this Sunday, I'm going to go to the beach. And the last Sunday, there's a praise in the park that I want to go to in New Jersey. And you know what? I'm going to invite a friend. If they come, they come. If not, I'm still going. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be on my phone. I'm not going to answer emails at work. I am not going to do it. I am going to put my phone down. I'm not going to go on FaceBag. I call it FaceBag. I'll tell you that story another time. I'm not going to go on any of those things. I'm not going to look at everybody else and what everybody's doing. No, I'm going to focus on me. I'm going to give myself a facial, because I used to do that all the time. Now I don't. But these are things that I'm going to put in my life. And I want to hear from you guys. I want to make this as a commitment. And I'm going to ask what you're committing to. And I want to hold each other to it. I'm so thankful. This is great. See, this is what I mean. Women, just keep talking to each other. Keep this forum for all of us. Speak to me. I know we're going to have some time together again in 2 weeks, but I wanted to actually open the floor, and I wanted to continue what we should talk about in our next session together. I feel that this particular nurturing yourself can be a little bit expanded upon, and I want to do that. I'm going to keep with this nurturing yourself as a professional mama. I think it's really important, and I don't think anyone's going, to not want to hear more about this. I'm hoping to have a speaker in 2 weeks in regards to the mental health of a woman, as well as a Latina mama and a professional mama. I mean, I think it's really important, because I think at some times when we are over full with too many different things, that we can create an opportunity for us to have mental illness. And by no means am I a doctor, so I wanted to be clear on that. If there's depression that can be built from, again, overworking and not taking time for yourself, there's so much that can happen when it comes to postpartum, when it comes to just, again, depression itself. And I have gone through postpartum with my daughter, so I understand that. And the best thing that I have done to myself is taking this time, nurturing myself, speaking to other women, connecting, networking, making sure that I take that break. Evelyn, as a Latina, it is hard to do self-care for myself. I'm the sole provider for my home. New single mama and business owner. It's so needed, but finding the time is hard. I love this. Oh, my heart bleeds because I understand that. I think we all feel that way. Time is so valuable to each and every one of us, and we need to take a little bit. Evelyn, I need to challenge you just a little bit. If you can start with 5 minutes, add another 5 minutes. And in those minutes, it can legitimately be just a walk. It could be learning how to meditate, breathing exercises. I haven't tried that because, again, I'm a little bit loud and I'm a little much. I can't get down the whole meditation. I do have some friends that have tried, and I just get bored and I start singing and I just lose myself. But I feel that it is important. And if you can do that, just finding that time to legitimately give yourself a little pause and keep adding to that time. Keep adding to it. Or even maybe having a chat with a friend, a Zoom call with a friend, and just like this, but having someone out there to have a conversation with you when the kids are asleep, or maybe a little bit of music at the end of the night when the kids are asleep, taking a bath, listening to music, thinking about all the things that make you happy, whatever that is, or reading a book. I don't know what makes you tick, but you need to provide that to yourself. And it has to be on a consistent basis. You can't starve yourself and then have a meal and expect to be nourished from it. You have to give yourself that little bit of time every single day. And if you need help, reach out. Some folks are really, really, really good with the meditation and can essentially just take a moment, breathe in and breathe out, and feel completely nourished. And those are things, if you can feel that way, connect to someone that can actually help you. That I try every day to meditate or have quiet time in the evening. The Calm app has been so helpful. That's a really cool thing. Thank you for providing that information. I haven't experienced the Calm app, but that I have heard some amazing things about that app. And if it works for you, use it. Speak about it, talk about it. I mean, there's so many different things. Again, I find calm in music. That's my thing. I put on my praise music and I just let it go. I just sing it out and I praise it and I give it away because that's my way. I have to let go by just letting it out. That works for me, but you need to find what works for you. But it has to be a commitment. The same way you commit to feeding your children every day and getting them to school every day. Those are your responsibilities. But it is your responsibility to provide self-care and self-love for you so you can be full for your children. You can be full for your employees, for your business, for your husbands, for your families. Because if you don't feed yourself, what happens? What happens, ladies? We're going to lose sight of who we are. And you know what? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because we are not a breed of women that can be weak. We don't like that. We don't want to be thought of as weak. We don't want to be weak. But you know what? We're our worst enemies because we're not taking the time. So if we burn out, it's because of our own. We did it. So now we have to challenge ourselves. Challenge yourself. And I'm challenging myself to stay on course and giving a little bit back to me every Sunday. Now, I would love it to give myself some time every day, but it just doesn't happen. At this time, I work several hustles, and I work a lot. And my kids are very busy, and they have a lot of things that they're involved in. So again, I'm their driver. They're living their best life, and I'm the driver. So it is rough during the week, but we got to find that time. And I'm choosing Sundays. What do you guys, can anyone, the ladies that are listening right now, I'd love to hear what days you're going to commit to. I'd love to hear if it's going to be 5 minutes, if it's going to be a day. Are you going to challenge yourself with, no social media for a day? Are you going to challenge yourself for an hour of a walk in the park, take the dog out? You're going to challenge yourself to, a night out with your friends once, maybe lunch, breakfast. I would love to hear how you're going to set the stage for your love, your nurturing, and your self-care. Okay. Sundays too. All right, Judy. So we're the Sunday crew. I'm liking it. I got a mate here, Judy. So we're gonna hold each other accountable to Sundays. Love it. I love it. And I think that it's so important because you know what? Eventually, I think we're gonna find that we're gonna be a lot happier. We're going to be full, and we're gonna be able to provide a lot more for the people that love us so much. If we have daughters, we want to raise our daughters to be better than ourselves, right? And it's a tough world out there, ladies. You know it. You're living in it. You're rocking in it. We need to give them the tools. When they see us, they should see strong, but they also should see, wow, she not only loves us and cares about us, but she's taking care of herself too. We're teaching them who to be. We are their leadership. We are the reflection. So what we give them, they're going to bring back to us. Okay. So we want to project something positive. We want to project something that we're going to be proud to say, yeah, that's mine out there. And the same thing for our sons. Say, I have 2 little sons and I have a daughter. So same thing. They're going to be rocking it. They're going to be working hard, and we are a reflection of the wives that they will marry. What does that mean? A partner, someone that takes care and fulfills her cup, someone that works hard and is going to be a partner for him and be good for herself. Self-care, nurturing, love creates healthy minds. Healthy minds, that's the name of the game. Mental illness is so big right now, especially with COVID and everything else, being locked in the house, minimizing communication. I mean, I've heard so many stories. It's heartbreaking. We have to start with the one thing that we can control, and that's the nurturing of ourselves. The more we love on ourselves and the more we nurture ourselves, the more we're going to be able to be a positive light and a positive force with everything we do. Ladies, I'm so super, super excited to be a part of this this session here with you all. I find it very exhilarating to know that there's so many hard-working women out there that are walking in the same shoes as me, having the same questions, having the same concerns. And again, let us utilize each other and our experiences to help one another and build each other up. I know that we can create change, and we can do that by being our best selves. We are executives. We're working hard. I've seen a lot of business owners here. This is incredible to know so many women, so many Latina professional women out there really setting the stage for other Latina professional women. And the best way to make it even a positive force is to ensure that we don't burn out, that we remain strong. And we need to do that by loving on ourselves a little bit. Ladies, it has been my complete pleasure speaking with all of you. And I cannot wait to hear all of these wonderful things that you're going to do and the challenges that you're going to do. I found 2 that's going to do Sundays. I'm hoping that you guys create something. Oh, daily affirmations. I like that. Yes, Pamela. Those are all amazing things. Podcasts. See? These are the things that are going to help each other, creating ideas of how we can retain our self-love and our nurturing. Anything that works for you, please share, because there might be other women that can learn from your experiences. Let's take this chat. Keep chatting on LinkedIn. Let us all share our affirmations, all things that have worked. And I want to know, I know I saw two ladies that are going to commit to Sundays. What's your self care day? And what are you going to do? I want to hear from you. I want to know that it's happening, because don't mind me if I reach out to you and see if you're doing it, because I probably will. Okay. Ladies, it has been such a pleasure, and I am super excited to hear from you and to learn from you. How are you going to self love and self care for yourself? How are you going to nurture yourself? I want to hear the stories. Bring them on, ladies, and have a great, great day. Later.